Hey guys! Today we're going to be doing probably my most requested video, and I'm really excited to talk about it, but also really nervous. Anyway, what I'm really nervous / excited to talk about is the ghost that lives in my house. And there is one, I'm telling you. So while we talk about it, I thought we could repot a few plants. I'm here by myself. It's the middle of the day, and the very first thing I should mention about this ghost is it only bothers people when there's only one female home, okay? If there's more than one female home or like one male home, it doesn't do anything. And I'm a girl home alone right now. So buckle in. If you have any like paranormal ghost experiences, I would love to hear them. I definitely plan to read through every single comment. So if you tell me your ghost story, I will definitely be reading it / freaking out about it / probably not sleeping tonight because I'm thinking about it. First, I'm going to start by repotting this cute little Scindapsus. This is my house. I bought it and I love this house, but little did I know it's actually haunted. So we moved in actually like a year and 6 months ago. Everything was good for a while. I'm sure I've mentioned here before, or even on Instagram if nothing else, that Ryan is in the army. So he does leave one weekend a month every month, and then for 1 month out of the year, and then like a week here and a week there. So I am home alone quite a bit, not so much lately because Morgan moved into my house. So the very first experience I had was actually Ryan was at school teaching and I was showering, getting ready to go to work. This was back when I still worked at Dillard's. I have this habit of showering with the door open, and then also I like to keep the light off if I'm showering during the day. I don't know why. It's very relaxing when it's like kind of dark in there, you know, when you're showering, and I don't know, it's relaxing. My dogs usually do come into the bathroom and lay on the floor, but the way my bathroom is set up, the shower's here, the shower head is here, and the toilet is like on the side of the shower head. So there's not space for the dogs to like get all the way up against the shower / tub, if you know what I mean, if that made any sense at all. I was just in there listening to music, doing my thing. Out of nowhere, something like really hard hit me right here on this side in my rib. It felt like an elbow like jammed through the shower curtain with enough force that I actually ended up hitting against the wall on the side of the shower. So whatever it was, it knocked me over. I mean, that's kind of like a short story with not a lot of, I don't know, like build up, but that's the very first thing that happened. And at that point, I didn't know what it was. I kind of thought my brain was playing tricks on me, but I did end up having a mark, like a little round mark on my rib for a few days after that. So I know I definitely got hit. My balance wasn't off. It was a very strong force that pushed me, and it was through the shower curtain. I've told friends and like family about this. They all insist that it was Axel jumping up like onto the tub and hitting me, like trying to get to me through the shower curtain, but A, he's never done that before. B, the toilet is in the way there of where you stand in front of the shower head. So there's no way it could have been Axel bumping his nose through there. Plus it was like it felt like a bone almost. Like it was a very blunt object, and you know how dogs' noses are kind of like squishy and cute? It didn't feel like that. So anyway, that's the very first thing that happened. Then the next thing that happened was Ryan was gone for the army for a month, so I was here by myself, and this one actually happened in the middle of the night. Oh, you guys are gonna think I'm so crazy. I woke up from my bedroom and had to go use the restroom, and as I was walking into the restroom, when you're facing into my restroom, there's a mirror directly facing you. I didn't have any lights on. I don't turn on lights when I go to the bathroom and stuff like that at night because I'm scared then people will see me through the windows. I got issues, okay? I watch too many like true crime things. I don't know. I got some issues, but I never turn on any lights except when I'm in the bathroom and the door's shut already, okay? So I didn't have any lights on, didn't have my phone on me or anything. And when I looked in the mirror, I could see a reflection of someone, of a woman. And it wasn't me. I know what I look like in the mirror. It wasn't me. My hair was pulled up at this point, and the woman in the mirror had her hair down, and it was really long and blonde. I wish I could show you how I saw it. It was like glowing. It wasn't lit up, but it was like there was a faint glow of it, and it was tinted blue. The whole reflection had a blue tint. And there were like highlights and lowlights, but each of those high and low lights had a different tint of blue. That's the only way I can explain it. I ended up running in there, turning on the light, and it was gone. That's the one that people definitely think I'm the most crazy and think that my eyes were playing tricks on me. I know what I saw, and I definitely saw it. So I'm getting like distracted from repotting my plant. So then not long after that, one of the more crazy things that happened, Ryan was gone. It was that same time when Ryan was gone for the military. I was just laying in my bedroom. None of the lights in the house were on. It was the middle of the day when out of nowhere, my phone was plugged in to be charging. My phone just started lighting up and then turning off, lighting up, turning off. So basically it was saying the phone was being unplugged and plugged in, even though it was just plugged in like normal. It's never done that before, but I thought it was really, really weird. But then I'm like, oh, it's just some weird like current running through the electric thing. I don't know electricity, okay, but that's what I thought it was. I kind of brushed it off, but it kept happening, and then it would stop for several minutes at a time, and then it would start again. And then at that point, all of the lights in the house started flickering on and off. Like where I am in the bedroom, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different light sources from my bed without even getting up, and they were all flickering on and off, except they weren't flickering at the same time. Some of them would be on and some of them would be off. Like it was flickering totally random. Like they were flickering on and off at different times. They weren't on the same flicker. I don't know how to explain it. They were just all going crazy, okay? All different ways, different timings, everything like that. And what's extra weird about this one is not only were the lights flickering, but I also have a gas fireplace in my house. This black thing you see right here is the gas fireplace, but it was also turning on and off. All of this was happening at one time. It probably lasted about 4 minutes or so, and then nothing. It stopped, and it's never done that again. So when Ryan came home, I told him about it, and he thought I was going crazy because it's impossible that all the lights would be flickering randomly like that, as well as with the gas fireplace. But I'm telling you, they were. It was really, really scary. So then I ended up leaving. I went to hang out with a friend for the rest of the day because that one was really, really scary. Oh, the next thing that happened. I wish Morgan was home because this one actually happened with Morgan. Oh, there's one before that actually. So one time I went plant shopping. It was one of my biggest plant shopping trips I've ever gone on. It's the first time I ever went to J&J Nursery. So I ended up buying probably 20 plants that day. I had them all sitting out on my kitchen counter here. And when you're sitting on my kitchen counter, you can, next to my front door, like the main entrance to my house, there's another door here that you face exactly towards if you're sitting at my bar right there. That leads down into the basement. The basement is unfinished, and there's no like door that leads from the basement outside other than the one that comes upstairs, if that makes sense. What happened was I was putting plants away. I was sitting there. I could clearly see the door. I picked up a plant, and then I walked into this back section of my house, like on the gas fireplace there. And when I walked back, the door to the basement was wide open. People always tell me like, oh, it was just like a change of pressure or something, but I didn't open any doors. I didn't open any windows. Like there was nothing that could have caused a change of pressure, I don't think. So that was really scary. I ended up actually FaceTiming my mom, and I was so freaked out. All of these are kind of short, weird things that, like, I guess some people think I'm crazy, some people believe me, but I know what I saw. I know like how I felt. And unless you're here, it's hard to believe another person on the internet, you know, until it happens to you. I didn't genuinely believe in ghosts until I moved into this house, okay? Like, but now I do. I'm a wholehearted believer. Oh, the next thing. So that same door, I would just be sitting in here. Again, when I'm home by myself, I always eat breakfast at that bar there. I would just be sitting there drinking my coffee or eating or editing a video or really anything, and I'd always hear like knocks on the door. It's not like there's a difference between a knock, like an actual knock, and then just something hitting against the door, you know, which there shouldn't be anything hitting against the door anyway, or like clicking down there. If there was, why doesn't it happen all the time? You know what I mean? It would just happen randomly. Like I would just hear a few random knocks at the door, but they're actual knocks to the point that my dogs would sit at that door and bark at the door, because they would know somebody was on the other side of the door. That one would happen all the time. All right, so the next one is again related to that same door and the knocking. So when I used to work at Dillard's, Morgan would come stay at my house sometimes because my shifts were really long. I would work from 9:45 until 7 or 11 until 9:30. So those are pretty long shifts, I think. I mean, that's my only job I've ever had, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, but those seem like really long shifts. Anyway, when Ryan would be gone, I wouldn't want the dogs to be here by themselves for too long, so Morgan would come here and hang out with them until I got home. I have Ring cameras on all the entrances of my house, which is basically if there's motion at motion in front of those cameras, you get a notification sent to your phone that somebody's at your door, and you can click the notification and get a live view of where your cameras are set up. This particular night I'm at work, it's really slow, so I'm sitting on my phone and I get a motion notification, and when I clicked it, it's Morgan booking it out of the house, getting in her car and driving away, okay? So I'm like, what the heck? I call her on my work phone and she's like, you're not gonna believe me. By the way, bear in mind, I didn't tell her about the knocking because I didn't want her to stop coming to my house, you know? So I didn't tell her about it because I didn't want her to be scared to come here by herself and watch my dogs, especially like late at night. I called her and she said, you're never going to believe this. I was sitting on your bar and somebody was knocking on the basement door. I could see the door shaking from somebody knocking on it. Freaked her out. She just left the dogs out and drove away. Luckily, I got off work in like 15 minutes, so the dogs weren't here by themselves for too long, but she did end up coming back to sleep here with me because we both were so scared. Like, it was kind of weird. That's like the time that somebody else actually had something happen to them in this house. Oh, this one was really recently, within the last month, and actually it's very weird. It's the only time that something has ever happened with other people home. So Ryan was gone last month, all of June, for the army. I was here. I live upstairs. Morgan now has a room downstairs that we've kind of fixed up for her a little bit. So her and her friend were downstairs and they were getting ready to go out. I was just laying in bed. I haven't been feeling good, you know, so I kind of go to bed earlier now. When Ryan's not home, the dogs sleep with me in my bed. It just makes me feel safer. Bismarck was really freaking me out because he was just sitting at the end of the bed staring at the door, and then he'd like move somewhere and keep staring at the door, and that's just not like him. He was very alert, staring at that damn door in my bedroom. This kept happening. I kept saying Bismarck, and he would come to me, lay with me for a second, and then he'd go back to staring at the door, like very intently, like not like just a dog sitting there, you know? He was focused on the door. Out of nowhere, the door flies open. And I'm going to insert footage of me opening my door so you can see it like isn't hung completely straight on the hinges. So you have to force it open. Like, I will insert footage, okay? I'll insert footage here. Okay. You have to like push it shut. Okay, now here's me opening it. Like, you have to force it. Let me do it from the other side so you can see. Okay, like you really have to force it. There's no possible explanation for it flying open. If Morgan or Catherine were up here and they were pranking me or something, I would have heard them coming. I have the natural hardwood floors, the original hardwood floors in my house. They are pretty squeaky. I would have heard them coming. And definitely Axel would have at least heard them coming. But it was only Bismarck that was so focused in on that door. After the door flew open, I screamed and I called Morgan. They came running up here. It was really scary. When you see the footage of how hard it is for my door to open, yeah, you'll see. I think there's probably a couple of other things I'm forgetting to mention that have happened. So many things have happened before the one last month where the door flew open like that. It's been not much has been going on in the ghost department, so I kind of thought that maybe it was gone, like it was mad at me and I fixed something, I don't know. I kind of thought that it was here because it was mad at me that the basement was so dirty, or like that my house was so messy. Yeah, I mean, if you have any explanations for what could have caused all these things to happen other than a ghost, let me know. I'm open to hearing about it. I mean, I don't want it to be a ghost, but I definitely think it is. It's really weird. I don't even know what to believe, you know? Other than those, I don't think I've ever really, like, in previous houses, I've thought I've had, like, paranormal experiences, but nothing as certain in my mind as what's been happening at this house. Before it was kind of a joke to me, like, oh, we have a ghost in our house, but now I genuinely believe it. I don't know anything about ghosts, but other than that first time, it's never, like, physically harmed me. But I did think it was really weird that straight off the bat, the ghost was, like, physical. Is that normal? You guys, if you think I'm crazy, that's so fine. Just please don't be rude in the comments if you don't agree with me. I always feel so stupid when I tell people about this, but 100% I know it happened. This is the first home I've ever bought by myself. Ryan bought our 2 previous homes we've lived in. So, you know, it's just like hard for me to like let go, you know, and it's not just easy to like pick up and move. There's a whole process. I don't know. I just really like this house. I guess we repotted 3 plants today. Calathea Freddy, which I did actually end up putting, what's it called, a hydro box down here to help keep this guy watered. I have a hard time. For some reason, I'm good with all my other calatheas, But this one I have a hard time keeping watered for some reason. A philodendron silver stripe, which my mom gave me, and my Scindapsus. I've been rambling and talking, and I hope it all made sense and I explained things adequately, and that majority of you don't think I'm crazy, but if you do, it's okay, that's fair. Sometimes I think I'm crazy too, but I know it happens. So please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like I said, please leave your ghost experiences or paranormal experiences in the comments down there as well. Yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.